Hi, I'm Mark. Welcome to the CSNP's Introduction to Digital Tracking and Anti-Surveillance. In this video, we'll explain what digital tracking and anti-surveillance are and how you can protect your privacy. Our digital world has incredible technologies available to us. The internet and devices connected to it have allowed billions of people to communicate with each other and simplify their lives in many ways. However, this all comes at a cost. Companies, governments, and many other types of organizations have identified that your data can track you across the internet and help them turn a profit, but they don't always care about data security. Why would anyone want to track you? The short answer is because of money. Companies are competing to understand more about you so they can better cater to you and sell you things. They also try to improve your user experience, the usability of their websites, and want to show you things you're interested in. Other organizations may want to know your interests so that they can influence your opinion in other ways. For instance, so that you take a vacation to Florida instead of California. Tracking people digitally is one way to learn that. None of this is necessarily bad, and it can be helpful. However, think about it this way. Digital tracking is similar in many ways to someone following you around while you run errands, but digital tracking is less visible. Would you feel differently if a person went with you everywhere instead of a phone in your pocket? Would it be worse if that person would yell out random things you should buy while you did it? Many companies that collect this data will sell it to anyone willing to buy it, with potentially unexpected but very real negative consequences. I personally have received telemarketer, junk mail, and huge amounts of spam email from companies that have paid for my data. I've also had my data stolen from unsecured databases that companies did not protect, and this led me to be a victim of identity theft. This data collection is legal and usually covered under terms of service. If you don't agree, you cannot or severely limit your ability to use these products and services, which can make life difficult. Recent laws are starting to help people understand what companies collect about them. You may have seen many websites with a pop-up that says you must approve cookies to continue, which describes what cookies are being used. The desire of many organizations to track people across the internet has created a whole economy of companies that sell ad space, operate ad exchanges, aggregate data, and sell that data for profit. You, your preferences, and your habits are a commodity that is bought and sold wholesale. Let's look a little deeper into what kinds of companies operate in this space. These are just some examples compiled by Evidem. These companies generally fall into one of four categories and deal with tracking data in different ways depending on their business model. These are operations and analytics, user experience, predictive intelligence, and ad tech. How is tracking accomplished? For many smartphones and computers, there are built-in applications that provide data back to the provider, such as Verizon or Microsoft. These applications can often not be deleted or disabled, though their settings can be changed to stop sharing certain data. Mobile devices also have unique device identifiers that can be used by advertisers and others to track phone activity. In some cases, they may have more than one. An Android phone may have a device hardware ID, a Google ID, and a Verizon ID in addition to advertising IDs. Cookies are another common tracking device in web browsers. These are small pieces of code that save data about you. Cookies are typically classified into first-party and third-party cookies. First-party cookies are set by the website owners of the sites you visit, whereas third-party cookies are set by other companies, such as advertisers. Flash cookies, by contrast, are stored on the computer itself, and not in a browser. Another type of tracking methodology is device fingerprinting. Device fingerprinting uses unique information about web browsers and computer configurations and settings to track activity. This includes information like what exact operating system and browser version you have, what fonts and languages your computer uses, what time zone it is in, and what plugins are used, along with other data. This can create a very unique fingerprint for a certain device. To provide an example of device fingerprinting and other tracking techniques, I'm going to use Panopticlick, which was created by the Electronic Frontier Foundation. This is one of a number of tools available on the web for this purpose. I ran the test using Microsoft Edge browser. You can see when I run the test that I have some protections enabled, but can still be tracked through device fingerprinting. I recommend you try this yourself and check the full fingerprinting results. You'd be surprised about how much information is captured. As discussed previously, there are drawbacks with many different types of technologies in terms of privacy, and there are no perfect solutions. I have provided a short list on this slide of example technologies and common options with example alternatives. Many common options are attractive because they are popular or free, but typically they are free because they use user data as currency. Many more secure alternatives are not free or lack features that make common services easy to use. Some technologies do not even have a secure alternative. These are just examples and a brief overview. It's important for everyone to consider the services and technologies that they use and determine if they are comfortable giving up their data. So what can a person do? You can use tools like Panopticlick to understand your browser profiles, and the EFF and other organizations also have additional tools and trainings to help people learn more about what information they are giving up. These organizations also promote ad blocking software that operates at a browser level. Additionally, some websites allow cookies to be disabled or limited. Web searches can help demonstrate how to change settings on any common phone or device to make them more private and share less data. More technical solutions, such as using a VPN to hide yourself, though this often just makes your device signature look like someone else's, can also help. However, some VPNs have generated controversy by selling user data themselves, so it pays to do some research first before you buy or use a VPN. You should also be aware that private browsing is not the same as using a VPN. Cookies are still set during a browsing session, but are deleted when it ends. A more advanced method that involves home network building is installing a Raspberry Pi hole at home. This small computer works as a domain name server and firewall, and blocks advertisements that try to reach your network. The Pi-hole software has a library of known ad domains. It compares domains trying to contact your devices from the web to known ad domains and then blocks them before they can offer ads to you. If you are interested, there are many additional resources available. Thanks for listening.